Hikaru teaches Boxbox how to beat the London system. Why the fuck? Wait, what? But he's playing the box. You said Boxbox is playing the London system.
Oh, is Albert? One sec. Coach myself. Coach myself. Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Who's white?
Actually, what I was gonna say is, what's your first move here? Oh, I need to turn you up 1 second.
My first move is black.
Yeah.
I particularly hate queen pawn up. I always panic and do something random. This one.
Okay, so, and what's your move against c4 here?
That's weird. I can't resign on the analysis board. If I can't do that, I go here.
Okay, so, all right, let's do a little bit of review then. So what I want you to play is actually what the other night we were kind of looking at. Let me flip. You can flip the board, by the way. If you click that cogwheel near the black name top, you just flip the board. So what I'm going to recommend is the other night.
I don't get it. This is not the London system.
When I was playing against both Jana and yourself, the system that I was recommending was to push this pawn forward.
Oh. Is it to prepare for d5?
Well, basically, it's just to develop your bishop very quickly and get your king out of the center.
I see. Okay.
You can't see.
So normally white will say move a knight here, and now you move this bishop out.
Oh.
Yeah, you do it anyway.
Right. So basically, do it no matter what. If your opponent tries to stop it with like a pawn push, then you would start to push your pawns like in the center here right away.
I see.
Okay.
So the point behind the system is basically you just get very quick development. Let's say white moves this knight out here. You actually don't need to capture this knight unless you're forced to. And then you castle your king. Let's say white plays this move to develop his bishop. And now you would go pawn here. Bishop here.
You said don't take the knight unless I'm forced to.
Right, so in this position, I mean, actually, you know what? You're one of the best players in the tournament. You know what? Why not? I'll show you something different. Right, so, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take this pawn, or this knight, rather. White will take back. And now you're going to push...
Excuse me. Emphasis on one-off.
Pawn structure?
forward.
Yeah, and then he'd triple up his pawns.
Right.
And then at this point, even if you lose the match, like, at least, hey, I'm not the idiot who tripled up their pawns.
Right, well, I mean, you're going to win if someone does this. Because what happens when white captures is now you can put your queen here, you attack both of these pawns.
Okay.
And if white tries to defend, you can just capture a pawn. And you play the same, basically more or less you play the same idea, always putting the bishop on this long diagonal towards the knight's pawn and the rook.
Yeah, the bishop house. I like it.
Bishop house?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I was just saying, I like this.
So, okay, so when you push this pawn, one thing that's very important here, and this is why, like, objectively this is fine for white, but only if you're like at grandmaster level, is because it's very hard to play this, since this bishop is stuck behind this wall of pawns. So, like, if you're a grandmaster, you'll know what to do, but I'm not going to treat this like a grandmaster, because no one will play like
But this is not the London.
So
the white is not playing London.
Bishop, okay?
Okay.
So you bring this knight out. Let's say white castles.
I get it.
And now you develop this pawn.
Oh, it's later.
Oh, yes.
Or sorry, not develop a pawn, but you push it up to protect this pawn. But your next move basically is when white pushes this pawn forward to take the center.
Let's find the London part.
Considering this was the previous move, the only thing...
Attack this pawn because you brought the bishop out on the second move.
Oh. It's like a rare situation where getting queen out is
Alright, here it is. This is it.
Piece.
That normally, like if you were... Right, so this is a...
Jesus Christ.
And not only that, but there's just like nothing white can do on this side.
Exactly. No, so you can play the London system here, which is to bring your bishop out. And the point behind this system is that normally, like if you were to push the pawn, then white will push this pawn. And he has a very simple idea of development with bringing out the bishop, the knight, and getting the king out of the center of the board.
Wait,
Forsen, any chance you can be less cocky and get some actual coaching now? I would prefer to see you win. Ever since you lost your match yesterday, members of the Congress are making fun of me and Joe Biden fucked my wife.
Yeah,
God bless America.
Because I asked you what you did against D.
I threw it on purpose, man. It was an unimportant match. I wanted to kill the hardest opponents in the bracket first, so that the finals is like a stomp. Because most people will watch the finals, right? And if I stomp the finals, it will be the best, right? So it was basically a 5-head sacrifice. Sacrificed my queen
you didn't
to
have
win the game.
you didn't have a set idea, and you haven't seen the
I
London,
see.
right?
And you're teaching me a good way to respond to it.
Yeah.
I
So
understand.
this is kind of funny because literally I was showing Fusely how to play this with white. So so now I'm going to show you exactly what I would recommend against a lot of the players in the event. So what I would recommend is that you push this pawn forward.
Okay.
So.
Uh, There's no way he would push this, right?
Well,
That
the
requires him
problem
getting
with
his queen out.
so sorry, my chat's just trying something really funny. So what I was gonna say is when white brings
My
out this
chat is
bishop on
never
the second
funny.
move,
Feels bad,
there is a
man.
drawback, which is that basically that black can bring the queen out very early and attack this pawn because you brought the bishop out on the second move.
Oh. It's
So-
like a rare situation where getting queen out is actually like really good.
Right, because white has brought the bishop. So like if you do normal development, white almost always is going to get the setup, bringing the knight and the bishop and the king out of the center.
Ah, that's a nice one.
So
isn't
I like
this,
that.
this queen attack, isn't that just like countered by one pawn move?
Yes, it is. So let me see. How do I put this? Okay, so when you push the pawn, white normally is going to push this pawn to develop the bishop.
Uh-huh, yes.
So now you bring this queen out, and white pushes this pawn. What am I going to recommend that you do? I try to think of something to recommend that you do that works. That
Well,
doesn't.
now
like,
I want my bishop to be here, right?
Yeah. So what I would say is now you push the pawn, and you put the bishop here, and you try to attack on this diagonal.
Yes.
And down the road,
then,
you're
like-
going to play in the center of the board by bringing your knight and pushing your pawns d6 and e5.
Okay. And then I guess like the queen isn't really doing much there, but like she wasn't doing much back at home either.
Right.
So,
So
like-
it's not really that big of a drawback having the queen here.
Unless she's safe.
Okay.
So this is what I recommend against London. What colors do you have? Do you have white or black to start?
On the schedule?
Marmu, Dragonform,
I don't
Ronaldo, Princess
I'll
Monaco,
pull it up
nice
then. I'll
Bauer
just-
Malt.
Can you also send me the link on Discord?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Donald says check the modified better version of Fried Liver Attack, the Forsen build on YouTube. Lolly Attack chest opening. I think I know it.
Let me just see. Okay.
It's when you castle.
Right. So
It's when you castle and push one of the center pawns. I think I do it
Did you
sometimes
choose the
without
colors
knowing
randomly?
what it was.
Yeah, I think it's completely random. Completely random.
You push a center
But
pawn and you
it shouldn't be a big
castle.
deal. But you have black to start. So that's why I think actually it's very important that
I kinda know
that
it,
you
I think.
or that we look at the black
Vaguely.
stuff specifically. Because if you have two blacks and one white, I think it's much more important, at least in the first game, that you start off well. Because I think Ludwig is actually probably the other player in your group who is good. Now, to be fair, Ludwig doesn't play d4. He plays the e4 on move 1, so you're not in danger of these systems happening. But it's still, I think, it's important to take a look at this. So, all right.
I wonder if he remembers this.
So yeah, so I guess what I would say is in general,
When was
against
this?
you can push the pawn and develop your bishop.
11th
This
of
is
June.
Inzo
Oh
Indian
fuck.
defense,
Wait, are they getting
which
like
is,
coaching every day? Like these try-hard
Okay,
motherfuckers.
Ludwig is in my chat, so
Holy fuck.
I know he doesn't play d4, but this is fun.
I'd be absolutely
Motherfuck.
devastated if he were to play
They're trying to win this
I have no
tournament.
proof against
They're trying to win this tournament.
Anyway, yeah, I know Ludwig plays e4. I've seen enough of his games, so this is this will be this will be fine. Right. So what did you ask me specifically about? It was c4, right? More than e4, or was it e4 that you wanted help with?
C4.
Right.
It's something I actually pretty often.
Wow, really? You see c4 in your games pretty often?
Yes. And I have no
Wow.
idea what to do against it.
Okay, so there are a couple options that you can do against c4.
Who plays
First of
c4
all,
as
you can try to
white?
play the same setup where you bring your
What
knight
the
out, and if white
fuck?
pushes the pawn, you can push your pawn and you actually transpose back into the stuff we were just looking at.
Okay.
Boxbox
And
does
if white
puzzles
doesn't
for
do
8
that, let's
hours
say white brings
straight.
knight out.
Oh
There
my
are a
God,
couple
dude.
options that I would recommend. But what do you normally play against e4?
You
Just
played
so I have an idea of
43
the
hours of
structure.
chess this week? What the hell is 43 divided by 7?
So I feel like
Played
I
at 6 hours a
I don't know if it's
day?
correct, it's just what I've been
No,
doing.
I meant against e4 actually.
Damn.
Oh, against e4.
Okay, so you play e5. Okay, I wanted to get an idea of what sort of setup you play. I mean we don't need to look at e4 that much because I sure love it.
Wait, you played 6 hours a day?
But yeah, so the reason
What
that I wanted
the
to see that though is see if there's some way that you can connect.
What? Who plays 6 hours a day, dude?
All the different opening setups that you do in a way that's familiar. So against c4, I actually would recommend then that you
Wait,
you
on
push the pawn here.
stream.
If your opponent brings knight out, I'm going to recommend that you bring your knight out like this. And your idea here is kind of you play e4 with white, right?
Yes.
So okay, now let's say white pushes his pawn here because this is a very normal setup.
Okay.
You would now push your pawn. White captures.
He went up
And
200
goes-
rating
now-
last few days. What
White's
rating
right-
is he? What rating is he now? Some people are saying 2000. I don't believe it. I do not believe he's 2000. $1,600, $1,650. Oh my god. What is his account name on chess? Can I see it? Can I see it here? White, black. No, I can't see it. What is his account name? Wait, why can't I? Wait, my keyboard is broken. What the fuck? Hello? Not my keyboard. Wait, what the fuck happened here? Alright, here we go. Boxbox 3. Member Boxbox 3. Where do I see his? Look at this dude. 1740 rating in puzzles. I didn't know puzzles had rating. I thought it was based off your own rating. Rapid. No, what? This guy's 1320, dude. This guy's 1320. Look at this. I ain't afraid of no 1320 player, dude. What the fuck? You guys sort of scare me, man. 1320, dude. Ah! You're so retarded. Oh my god. Oh, but he practices blitz. He practices blitz a lot. He plays more blitz than rapid. You lost against 900. I pretended to lose against 900. There's a big difference. One gets you disqualified. Box killer. What the fuck? He's playing as the same guy for 100,000 games. Alright, what the fuck is this? He lost. Yeah, he opens e4. You trying to bait me? He opens e4. And then he does this shit, which is... Oh wait, was underground? No, this is some... What is this called? Is this King's Indian? Is this King's Indian? Or no? Bishop House. King's Pawn opening. Is that what it's called? King's Pawns opening. Alright. Well, it doesn't have the rating
To win this night, right?
that you guys suggested.
Yes, but there's a genius square my knight can go to.
Which is?
I don't know. I just felt like that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah, so you can bring the knight back here, and actually, what I was gonna say is, if you're looking at the position, weirdly enough, this is like playing a Sicilian defense, but with the colors reversed. So like if we go back to move 1, what I was gonna say is, this is a, you see this opening? This is the Sicilian defense.
Wait. Okay.
So now let's compare that with this position. Do you see it's the same thing, except white has 1 extra move.
Oh!
So you see it's a reverse Sicilian. It's just here you're playing with the black pieces, not the white pieces.
Yes.
So,
I
okay.
see. And then, like, by linking that together, it becomes a setup that you can play on both white and black, and then it's like more comfortable.
Right, and it's also something that you probably, I assume you're playing the open Sicilian, right? With white? Sorry, by open Sicilian, I mean you're playing knight f3 on move 2 or not?
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
You have to promise not to laugh. What's a Sicilian?
So, okay, so the Sicilian is when white pushes the pawn forward.
I don't
and
actually
black
know what a
applies the
Sicilian
pawn
is
to
either,
c1.
but I hear it all the time.
Okay, so Sicilian is something that the black does in response.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
so-
Sicilian
so
is
the openings where
the
black
side
chooses
pawn. Yeah, right.
against e4 specifically, is so if black pushes this pawn, this is the French defense. If black pushes this pawn, this is called the Scandinavian defense. If black pushes this pawn,
Why do
this
we
is
have the
called
most retarded
modern
defense?
If black
Okay.
pushes this one, this is called the Sicilian defense. And if black pushes this one, this is called the Caro-Kann defense.
Will this be on the test tomorrow?
No, it won't be. And I think most people are either going to... The only one where white chooses the opening is if black pushes this pawn, for the most part. Because
Yeah, I
normally
think
what
the
happens
Sicilian
after
is
this move, white has all
considered the
choices
best
between this move, which is
counter.
called the Rui Lopez, or the bishop here, which is called the Italian opening, or white can push the pawn, which is called the Scotch opening.
Ah, yes. I do like the Scotch opening.
Oh, it's a very, very good defense. So that's why, like, when I asked you about the Sicilian, it's when black meets this pawn push with the pawn push to the bishop on the right of the queen.
Okay. Wait, so then let's go back to your original question earlier, where we were talking about how, like, we're doing a reverse Sicilian.
Right. So what I was
What
going to
was the
ask you was with white against e4, c5, was your next move to bring the knight out?
Oh, as white is my next move to bring the knight out.
Right. Which defense were you going to play here?
You got debated.
I spent a couple
You
hours
got
yesterday
debated.
studying with, Gotham chess.
Wait, what
And
did
he
you
showed
say,
me something that
motherfucker?
involves this move instead.
Okay,
That-
so he
that I
chose
was
the
looking up his
Sicilian with the
Smurf.
pawn pushing the bishop fianchetto, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. No, it doesn't really. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to know what you were going to play. Okay, so
I
now
missed that
let's-
motherfucker,
let's-
but someone
okay,
said
you know what, then?
I was looking at his Smurf.
So you know what?
account.
You're not going to play knight f6 then. You're going to play knight to c6 on your second.
Yes.
And now let's say white pushes the pawn. What's your next move?
Oh, wait, we keep flip-flopping. I thought I was white now. Okay.
No,
okay, I'm
you're
going back
black.
to
You're black here.
Okay. So as black, I'm pretty sure I go here now.
No. So actually, what you do? No, I mean you
No.
have the right idea, but the move is you push this pawn.
Wait, I can't see the move you're making.
This one, g6.
Oh, there we go. I'm setting up the house on the other side.
You're actually playing a close Sicilian, except you're black here. So
I see. Wait, so I'm setting up the bishop frappuccino on the left side.
But
Right,
how
exactly.
is this a Sicilian? How is this a Sicilian? I don't get it. I thought Sicilian was when he moved this pawn against this. How is
But
this
it's-
also a Sicilian defense? Oh, it's reversed. Oh, because he's playing this pawn. Oh, and okay.
It's the same thing. So like, flip the board and look at this from the white perspective for 1 second, okay?
Okay.
So do you see the moves I'm making?
Yes.
So Gotham Chess surely showed you this pawn push, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I thought I did it on this side.
No, this is correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I think I'm getting it. Yes.
So the point I was going to make is if you look at this position, okay? Just so look at this position for 1 second.
I'm looking.
Okay, and now, okay, so now let's look at this position. Do you see the difference?
How did you just like warp it?
Because you're going to
God.
you're going to be playing the closed Sicilian, but as black now. So you're going to be playing the same system, but with the black pieces.
I see. Could you go back to the original one?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, this is like an eye exam. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Yes, I understand. So what question am I answering?
So what I was going to say is you're actually going to be now flip the board so that you're black again.
Yes. Okay. So I see the similarities.
So you're actually playing the exact same setup that Gotham Chess prepared for you yesterday, but with the black pieces.
I see. And then this is something that I can do. Now I can do it every game instead of only when I'm
What the fuck are they talking
right,
about?
Right, exactly. If your opponent plays c4 with white.
Oh.
So what would your next move be?
I'm so confused, dude.
I want to say I ignore this threat and I just go set up the Frappuccino.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know, just try to remember what you looked at yesterday with white, and now remember that it's the same thing, even if you're black. So let me push the pawn. I assume you looked at this, but I'll just make a couple more.
Is he or is he not playing the London system? I don't understand. Why is he practicing
actually,
this thing now? Don't worry, you won't understand this. He's like 1800 and his Smurf box is only 1300. So many doubters. Why are you doubting, huh? Magnus Donis says Boxbox plays e4 is white, not London. You'll probably have one e4, e5, 2 g6 line versus him. g6, g6. What the fuck is a g6? From white. How does white do g6? If you're white, you can't push g6. Or do you mean that I should push g6 and set up the fucking bishop house? He plays e4 on his Smurf and d4 on his main. Dude, I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna beat him. You're making this too complicated, boys. Tournament Ready says you don't learn to swim by watching a fucking YouTube video, don't you? You don't learn to swim by watching a fucking YouTube video, don't you? You mean, do you? No, I don't think so. But you can learn a chess opening from a YouTube video. You fucking pendejo. JJOKC Donut says, hey Forsen, can you be quieter and turn up the fan please? Okay. You want me to angle it into the microphone too? Diet combo over Moondog, Frosty Walrus, Sharpened Pencil. Thank you, man. Alright, but I think we understand. He's tryharding, but we're just gonna take a dump on his chest. Am I getting this correctly? Am I getting the strategy in? Steamy load on his chest. I think we're good. I honestly, like, when I play white, it doesn't matter what he does because I dictate the pace of the game as white. As black, what happens if you win one and lose one? What happens if you win one and you lose one? It's best of 2, you said. It's a best of 3. It's not a best of 3. It's a best of 2. Chat said. 3-minute blitz. Wait, 3-minute blitz. Is blitz 0 increment? Whoa, 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 whoa. And who's who? Who decides what color? Who decides what color? Higher seed? Oh my god! So me throwing the game versus them actually paid off in the end. Oh, I am a god gamer. Oh my god, I knew it. I knew it would pay off. I was through anyway. I'm lower seed. Yeah. Oh, I'm lower seed. Ah, shit. Ah, shit.